Okay. All right, everybody ready?
Ready.
We'll get started with a warm up, so we don't need our weights just yet. Let's start with just some marching. Move this out of the way. So we're just going to march up, swing our arms, get those involved. Try to bring your knees up as high as you can without feeling totally unsteady. And we'll get warmed up here. Good. Let's add a little overhead press while we're marching. So we're going to take our arms like this and press up overhead and then come back down. Good. Might start to feel a little burn in the hips. Good. Now we're going to step to the side. So instead of marching, we're just going to step left and right. And you can swing your arms with that. If you want to keep your dumbbells, you can, or drop them, whatever's easier. Get that heart rate up so we can work those muscles. Good. Now instead of just swinging our arms, we're going to step and punch. So I'm going to step to the left, punch, right, punch. So almost like you're coming across your body as you step. Looks good. And then as you get the hang of it, you can go a little faster. Good. All right, we can stop with that one. Let's have our one hand on the chair. So I'm going to put my right hand on the chair. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to warm up our calves and go up on our toes and back on our heels. So you're going up on your tippy toes and then back on your heels. Good. Perfect. All right, next we're going to take our right leg and we're going to kick out in front of us. So it's not going to be a huge kick, just almost like a tap out in front and then come back. Main thing is you want to focus on the weight in your left leg being through your heel, and then also work on squeezing that quad muscle to keep that leg nice and strong. So you're just tapping out in front and then come back, keeping that quad muscle engaged there. This is one you can do at the kitchen counter while you're cooking. These are all good for your quads, trying to strengthen the muscles around your knee joint, help with some of that pain we sometimes feel. Good, let's switch legs. So I'm going to stand on my right leg, kick with my left, really focusing on driving the weight through your heel of your right leg and kicking out with your left. Same thing, keeping that quad engaged. If you're to touch it, you should feel like it's hard. Good. All right, let's have a seat in the chair. We'll grab our dumbbells. And I'm just going to place them on my thighs. So this just adds a little bit of resistance, trying to kind of emulate using those weight machines at the CRC. So we're going to start sitting up nice and tall, pulling that core in tight. Try not to lean against the back of the chair. You want to sit up on your own accord, and we're going to step out to the right and then out to the left. So try to go as far as you can without it feeling totally uncomfortable. We just want to work those hip and glute muscles. Perfect. All right, we'll stop with that one. Next, we're just going to do some marching. So we're going to keep the weights here for a little bit of resistance. Main thing here is we want to sit up nice and tall and work on lifting that foot and coming back down. Try not to kind of like collapse in. That's sometimes our go-to when we don't feel like we're strong enough in our core. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, and just a little tiny lift is fine. You can see my foot's not coming super high off the ground, but we want to work those quads and hips again. Perfect. Let's drop one dumbbell. We're just going to grab one, do some sit to stands. So all we're going to do is kind of scoot forward in the chair. And then when you're ready, I'm going to hold my weight like this across my chest just to add a little bit of resistance. You're going to power up through the heels, squeeze at the top, and then come back down. Good. Perfect. Looking good. Two more. Very good. All right, while we're standing, let's grab our other dumbbell. I'll move back a little so you can see me. Work on some arms, give the legs a break for a second. So we're gonna start with our weights at our ears and do a shoulder press. So we're just going up overhead and then nice and slow, come back down. So it's almost like a count of 1 up and 3 down. The slower we do it, the more control you have, the more you're working your muscles. Make sure you're keeping that belly in tight, good posture. Sometimes I cheat by leaning back, not using the right muscles to stabilize. So we definitely don't want to do that. Try to keep up nice and straight. Good. Just a few more. Perfect. Let's drop one dumbbell. We'll do some tricep dips. So all we're going to do is take our weight and go back behind us. Elbows tucked in close to our body. And we're going to go up and slowly lower back down. Hey, Harry. Good. You should feel this in the back of your arms. Good. All right, we'll drop that one. So even though we're focusing on our legs mostly to try to strengthen around our knee joints, we want to also incorporate the arms. A lot of the times when you use your arms, you get your heart rate up a little bit more. So we're going to try to do both today. All right. So next we're going to do some lunges, and these can be kind of scary when we have knee pain, but we're going to modify it so it's not as scary. So I'm going to start on the left side of the chair, and I'm going to put my left leg out in front, and then I'm just going to slowly lower my right knee towards the ground. Now it doesn't have to be all the way down here. That's kind of when it starts to hurt. We just want to go to where there's no pain, but we don't want to allow our knee to come over our toes. So if it looks like this, that's not good. We want it to be straight down, just like that. So we're going to take our left leg out in front, lower that right knee down, and then come back up. If you feel any sort of pain, just don't go as low. So we'll modify it and come up a bit higher. Make sure you're driving that weight through the front foot, back heel. Or front foot, heel, I should say. Your back foot, it's mostly just you're on your toes. Good. Good, all right, let's switch sides. So I'm gonna go to the right side of the chair. Right leg is gonna be in front, same thing, focusing on not letting that knee come in front of the toes. And we're gonna bend down with our left knee, try to stay in a good alignment, and just bend down and come back up. Same thing, anything painful, just don't go as low. You can just go to here and come back up. We're trying to work on strengthening those quad muscles. Good. One more. Good. How's everyone feeling? We feeling okay?
Good.
Good. All right, let's grab one dumbbell, and I'm gonna stand in front of my chair like I'm going to sit in it, but instead it's going to be a mini squat. So instead of our sit to stands, we're gonna just squat. These can also be a little bit scary, but mini squat meaning you're gonna start here, just go to right about here and then come back up. Main thing being you wanna keep your chest up, so you don't wanna be hunched over like this, and you wanna lower with your bottom. So it's gonna look just like this, and come back up. Good. Same thing, weight heavy in the heels. Don't let those knees come in front of those toes. So if you look down, you should be able to see your toes. Good. Think about lowering with that bottom. Like you're about to sit in the chair, but not quite. Good. Sometimes I like to cheat by having my legs come out like this. That's not what we want, so I can kind of see myself and adjust it. Perfect. All right, let's have a seat. Good job, everyone. Looking good. I'm gonna grab a drink of water real quick. You guys can do the same if you need to. All right. Next, we're gonna focus a little bit on our core. So we're trying to kind of get an all over body workout here, work all of our muscles since we may not be using all of them the same. So we're gonna sit up nice and tall on the edge of the chair, pulling our belly button in towards our spine and lift our feet. So almost like we're doing a plank, but it's a seated plank. So we're holding our feet up, really squeezing with our muscles in our stomach, and make sure you remember to breathe. That's the most important part. We'll hold it for about 20 seconds. Good, and relax.
That was a scary one there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Some balance, some coordination, and some core. Most of our movements come from our core. That's why you always hear people talk about strengthening it. So if we can keep that strong, everything else will stay strong too. Let's do it one more time. Make sure we're not leaning against the back of the chair, holding our feet up just a few inches off the ground. Perfect, and relax. That one was good. Starting to feel it, feel the burn. Let's sit up nice and tall again. This time we're gonna kick out in front of us and come back nice and slow. So the kick out is a count of 1, and then coming back nice and slow, count of 3. Make sure you're squeezing that quad muscle again, keeping it engaged, being thoughtful about what muscles we're trying to use. Sometimes I try to cheat by leaning a certain way to make it easier. Those are adaptations your body has made to make things easier for you when you do feel pain in certain areas. So we kind of want to try to correct those because it can lead to pain in other places, which we definitely don't want. Good, let's switch legs. Same thing, kicking out in front, making sure that leg is all the way straight when you kick out. Count of 3 on the way back, 1 on the way out. And sitting up nice and tall in that chair. The opposite of the posture we've been using, hunched over computers all day. Good, we can stop with that one, give our legs a break. Let's move to our bicep curls. We're gonna do this one seated to try to work on that posture. So you're gonna sit up nice and tall, pulling that belly button in towards the spine, elbows tucked in close to your body, and we're gonna come up and down. Same thing, count of 1 on the way up, count of 3 on the way down. Work on sitting up nice and tall, pulling that belly button in, and breathing. Looking good. Good, all right. Let's bring the weights out in front of us like this, and we're gonna pull straight back like we're rowing. Wanna make sure we really squeeze our shoulder blades together here, like you're trying to pinch a pencil in between your shoulder blades. Come back out and back in. If the weights feel too heavy for you, this is kind of a tough movement. You can definitely do it without weights, you'll still feel it. And you want those elbows to point straight back at the wall behind you. Mine have a tendency to flare out, so just keep that in mind. Good, 2 more. Great job. All right, we'll put the weights down. Let's go to the back of the chair. We'll finish up this portion before we move into some flexibility and stretching, just with a little bit of balance. So this is kind of a good way to work all the muscles that we've been focusing on today. So we're gonna start on our left foot. Right foot is gonna be out in front. Obviously, you can keep the chair close by if you feel as though you're slightly unstable. I feel slightly unstable this morning. Still gotta wake up. And we're just gonna try to hold that there for 15 to 30 seconds, depending on how well I count in my head. Really focusing on that weight, driving through that heel and squeezing with your glute. So you keep everything stabilized, same thing. Pull your belly in tight. It's a lot to think about, but these are all ways we can be more mindful about how we use our muscles. Good, let's switch. Same thing, driving through the heel. You can use your toes to kind of ground yourself, but you want your weight to be mostly back in the heel. If it's feeling too easy, you can try to close your eyes. Just make sure your hand is by the chair in case you get slightly unstable. If you want to hold on, but you don't want it to be mostly your arms, you can just do what I'm doing and kind of have your hand tap the chair or your fingers. Good, all right, let's stop with that one. We'll start with just a standing lunge for a stretch. So I'm gonna step out with my left foot and kind of give it a bend in the left leg. Right leg is straight. We should feel the stretch down the inside of our right leg. Good, let's switch. So I'm gonna step out with my right leg and bend, keeping the left leg straight. Feeling the stretch down the inside of the left leg. Good, let's come back to center. We'll do a little side bend stretch. So you can hold on to the chair with your right arm. Bring that left arm over towards the right. And stretch, we should feel it down the left side of our body. Good, let's switch. So left arm's gonna hold on for us, right arm up across the top. Perfect, come back to center and we will do our goalpost stretch. So you want your arms at 90-degree angles, hands facing your computer, sitting up nice and tall, trying to open up. You can try to squeeze your shoulder blades together again, like you're pinching a pencil in between them, and just open that chest up while squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good, relax, shake it out. And back up. Try not to let your ribs flare, so like don't stick out this way. You wanna keep that belly button pulled in. while you're thinking about all that other good stuff. Perfect. Shake it out. We'll do some shoulder rolls. So roll your shoulders forward. Let them come up towards your ears. Pull them back down. Nice and slow and gentle. Good. Let's reverse directions. Perfect. We'll have a seat in the chair and start with our figure 4 stretch. So I'm going to cross my right leg over my left. If this is too challenging, you can start down by the shins. Same thing, just a bit more modified. If you need to feel a little bit more of a stretch, you can lean forward in your chair. You should be feeling it towards the back of your leg and towards your glute. Good, let's switch legs. Left leg comes across. Same thing, lean forward if you need to feel more of a stretch. You should be feeling it towards the back of your leg and your glute area. Good. Right leg out in front. So your heel is going to be on the ground. Your left leg can stay bent, and we're just going to reach down just to where we feel a stretch. We don't want it to be super painful, and hold it there. Stretching out the hamstring. Good, and switch. Left leg, same thing. Reaching down as far as you can to feel a stretch. Should feel it right up the back of the leg. Good. Last one, we'll do a cross body stretch. So we're going to take our right arm across our body, hook it with our left, and give it a little tug. Awesome. Switch. Good. We'll shake it out. Bring our arms up overhead and inhale. Release and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale.